Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here, and this is my review of the Venom 2-pack, Venom and Carnage. Now, these figures have been removed from the packaging. I do not have the packaging. However, I have the two figures and the one accessory that comes with them. So I figured I would review them. They've been out of the packaging for a while, but if you want to check them out, if you want to see these figures, if you want to see what comes in the 2-pack, the two figures and the accessory, I can still show them to you and examine them and review them as figures. The packaging isn't really necessary. It's a nice thing to have usually, but sometimes I open a figure ahead of time, or I don't even think about reviewing it and I open it, and then later on I decide I want to review it. And, you know, that sort of thing happens. I mean, it's just a box. I don't know. I'm just kind of giving a disclaimer because I know some people care about the packaging, but the packaging will not be a part of this review. I apologize for that. Anyway, I got these two at Target, and these are from the movie. They are from the new Marvel Venom movie. I think it just came out like a couple of days ago or something. I might go see it. I might. My birthday is in 2 days, so I might spend my birthday money on it or something like that. But they had this 2-pack at Target, and I wanted them. I thought they looked cool. I'm a big fan of Venom and Carnage from the comics, and I thought these looked cool. And I went to Target several times, and they were just sort of something that I wanted to buy, but I just couldn't quite put aside the money for it. They were $20. The 2-pack was $20, and I got a new job, and I had one day where I just went to Target and went a little crazy. I went on a shopping spree. I bought several things that I've already reviewed on here. Some of them I am going to review today. For example, I have the Infinity Gauntlet. I think that's what it's called. That Thanos is supposed to have. I got 2 Predator figures. I reviewed one of them already, etc., etc. But I basically went on a shopping spree at Target, and then I thought about getting these two, and I was thinking, well, I want to get these two, but I'm not sure. And it was like fate itself read my mind and gave me a way out. Because they were on sale for $14, not $20, and I thought, wow, that's pretty good. Now I have to get them because I wanted them anyway. Because you go to a store several times and you want something several times, once you realize you're not going to change your mind, you pretty much have to get it at some point. So I'm glad that it was on sale, because I do not regret getting these. I like these. They don't have too much posability, but a lot of the Marvel figures of these style that have been made, they don't have too much posability. You can basically lift up their arms and legs, and you can turn their head. That's how most of them are, and that's how these are. But I still kind of like them, even though you could argue that the posability is lazy. But you could also argue that it helps them. It helps them in a way, like it helps them stay firm. It might keep them from breaking. They're easier to, I don't know, stand together because you don't have a shitload of posability to manage. Most people like having articulation, and I like articulation, but I can respect these figures for the way they are, because I think the painting and the sculpting is really, really good, and you kind of get your money's worth in a way. And there's also all the figures from Black Panther and the Avengers Infinity War. Like I said, those are the ones that are made in the same style with the same posability. And I have all those, and I like those too. Like I like all these figures. I wish they existed in the same universe. Like I wish the Venom movie existed in the Avengers universe, but I don't think it does. But I mean, that's something that I'm not sure. Maybe Marvel could change their mind on that. I mean, you got Spider-Man, you got the Spider-Man movie. So now, Tom Holland versus Tom Hardy. Who doesn't want to see that shit? Just put the Venom movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But anyway, I'm ranting. So let's go ahead and get to the review. Alright, so let's look at Venom first. I love just the way it looks, the tongue, the teeth. They're sorry, my nose is itching, god damn it. It's made in a way that it's kind of, you're not worried about anything breaking, like a tongue like this. On some Venom figures, the way it sticks out, you might be worried about breaking it, but it's bulkier than it looks. When you touch it, it's just like almost a rock. You're not worried about it breaking, and that's awesome. It's a thick tongue. It looks good for like a Venom tongue that sticks out. It looks good. And the teeth are the same way. They're thick. You're not worried about them breaking, and they're detailed as shit. He's got so many teeth, and they're really thick. And the eyes look good. Come on, camera. Focus. And there's the eyes. And I like how they did all of Venom's muscles. They look good. They're well sculpted. The spider symbol is well sculpted. It's got its own sculpt and paint. The hands and feet are detailed and thick. If you can get over the fact that the articulation is not very much, like I said, these figures are the same way. The Venom figures, the Black Panther figures, and the Avengers Infinity War figures. They're the same way. You can lift up the arms and the legs. Well, and the legs aren't. They don't go up all the way, but that's okay. The arms can do a full 360. And the head can turn. I think if you really wanted it to, you could make it do a full 360 turn. I also think this head pops off. I think both heads do. And you can just pop them back on. But yeah, as a Venom figure, it looks really cool. I've never had a Venom figure before. I've seen them. I used to have a friend, like a childhood friend, that had all the Marvel figures. This is before they made Iron Man in 2009 or anything like that. There was no cinematic universe. I mean, I guess there was like the Spider-Man trilogy, you know, Sam Raimi's trilogy, but this was back in 2007, I think. Well, I had been friends with him for a few years before that, but anyway, he had a Marvel figure collection that was the comics, and it was about this size, about 6 inches. You know, the cartoony ones, and they had a lot of articulation. They were pretty cool. And he had a Venom, Spider-Man, Carnage, Wolverine, like a shitload of them. But as a Venom figure, I think this one holds its own. It just looks really cool, and I love how they sculpted it. I love how they painted it. I love the black. If he had any more black muscles, he'd make a cheerleader week. Okay. Like I said, you can take the head off. It's not too big of a deal. It's not difficult to put it back on. Except when you're trying to do it with one fucking hand here. Alright. It's not too difficult to take the head off. It's not too difficult to put the head on. But it's not loose either. I suppose if you put it in like a toy box or something, the head could come off. But if you just, you know, stand it somewhere or you're just kind of careful with it, it won't be too much trouble. It doesn't come off too easily. It's not too difficult to take off either, and it's not too difficult to put back on. It's pretty well-rounded overall. I mean, I really don't care for the feature, but I mean, some people might want to take the head off and, I don't know, replace it with another head. I don't know. Maybe it's just designed that way, but maybe that's a superpower in the movie for him to have his head pop off. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know. Don't spoil it for me, guys. I'll try to watch it soon in the next couple of days. I heard that it was, well, I heard that it got bad reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but I heard some people say don't listen to Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes. It's actually a good movie, and I'm there. I don't want to. I hate Rotten Tomatoes. I have hated Rotten Tomatoes for like the last 6, 7, 8 years. I used to respect them. I used to think that they were a website that you could listen to or read or whatever you want to call it, rely on to know the quality of a movie. But you can't, in my opinion. It's a horrible website. I don't like the critics. I don't like the website. There have been so many 90, 100% rating movies that I hated. I don't want to go off on a rant. I will go off on an hour-long rant about how much I don't like Rotten Tomatoes, but yeah, I don't really go by them. Anyway, let's move on to Carnage. Now, Carnage has basically the same functions that Venom has. Move his arms. They do a full 360. I think his legs go up a little easier, but that might be because he's a smaller figure. But they don't go up too high, they go up like halfway, like that. If you make them go up any higher, you're kind of forcing it. Same with Venom. And you can move his head, pop his head off. I don't like him as much as I like Venom. I like the paint and the sculpting is good, but as a Carnage figure, I don't know. He kind of looks like that main guy from that really bad Xbox game, Drake of the 99 Dragons. He looks like that. Like, he doesn't look scary or anything. But if this is how he looks in the movie, then that's fine. That's something to criticize in the movie, not the figure for being accurate, you know? You know what I mean? And like I said, for the paint and the sculpting, it looks good. And the color red on this figure is nice. It's a nice shade of red. Just like the Venom is a nice black. The colors are good. The sculpting is good. It's cool to get Venom and Carnage in a 2-pack. And for me, it was definitely worth the money. But keep in mind, I bought these for $14, which would be $7 each. That was definitely worth the money. I really like these. These might, especially the Venom, might be one of my favorite figures right now. I just like looking at it. It's just, I don't know. It's really cool. And I like Carnage too, but I definitely prefer the Venom one out of the two. And worth the money, worth the $14. So if you can find them at Target on sale for $14, go for it. $20, you might have to make that decision on your own. I probably would have gotten them for $20 at some point, but yeah, I would rather get them for $14. If you can get them for $14, definitely do it. Don't hesitate. $20, maybe, I don't know, maybe wait for eBay or something. I don't know. I think they're worth getting. I think they're worth getting if you want to get them for $20. If you can look past the fact that there's not a lot of articulation, they're pretty cool figures. And this is the accessory, the only accessory that comes with them. I guess it's just the Venom goo the symbiote, whatever it's called. It's kind of cool looking. I wish they gave us like 3 or 4 of these or something. And there's a peg, and I think you can put them in either figure. Right here, you can do that. Now it just kind of looks like he's got horns, like Rudolph. I don't really keep it on either one of these. Same with the Carnage, he's got a little hole, you put the peg in. He really looks like a reindeer. Like, I guess you could do that. That's a little better. Like something's creeping out of his back and is about to attack someone, as opposed to the reindeer look. Yeah, it would have been cool if, I don't know, they gave us more of these little things or something. If maybe, I don't want to say that I want a bunch of holes in the back so that you can put a bunch on at once, even though that would look cool. But it would also kind of look shitty once you took them off, because it's just, and there's just a bunch of these things on his back, and it's kind of distracting. So I understand why. There's only one hole in the back. There's only one of these. But they could have definitely given us at least 2, so you could put one on each figure. But yeah, overall, I would give these figures an, I don't know, I would give them a 9 out of 10. I mean, the articulation, it is what it is. You either like it or you don't. I like it. I like articulation, but I can respect these figures for not having too much articulation. And I love the paint job. I love the sculpting. The accessory could have been better, but it could have been worse. And Carnage kind of looks like this guy's bitch. Like he's just not very intimidating looking. But that might be something about the movie, you know. Not necessarily something they did wrong with the figure. The figure could just be accurate. And like I said, I like the paint and sculpt, so it's cool. So yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. If you can find them on sale, definitely get them. If you can find them for $20, you might want to get them anyway. If you really like Venom and Carnage, I'd say they're worth getting. If you don't really care about the characters, if you don't care about the movie, you might want to pass. But that's just me. I think they're worth getting. But yeah, anyway, that is my review of these figures. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. With all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.